Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another very special edition of Entertainment Highlights. Today, I'm going to be showing you my top 10 movies with a few very special guests. Here we have Jared Ritchie, Jonathan Harper, and Ethan Hawke, all who will be watching and reviewing my top 10. What do you guys think is going to be on my top 10?
I'm gonna guess and hope Lord of the Rings, hopefully.
Lord of the Rings is one of his favorites.
As we've discussed, I don't think it's going to be Lord of the Rings because all the other ones like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Spider-Man, No Way Home, Lord of the Rings, there's not a specific movie. It's just Lord of the Rings.
That's a good point. I did not consider that.
My gut tells me Spider-Man No Way Home because I feel like it's just the one I remember you talking about the most.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically, I think it's probably one I wouldn't expect.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to guess Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, very interesting. Ethan?
I'm going to have to say Back to the Future, mainly because you love to wear your Back to the Future shirt all the time.
That is true. Now, just because something I don't put on this list or isn't on there doesn't mean I don't love that movie. All of these movies I love. I just can't put all of them on a top 10. This is not a top 20 or a top 40. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to start out with an honorable mention. This is one of my favorite Broadway musicals, but I just didn't have room in the top 10. So for the first honorable mention, I'm going to put The Phantom of the Opera.
I was very wrong.
He's wearing I just realized he's wearing a Star Wars shirt. Is he
Oh.
telling us something? Did he wear that strategically?
Probably trying to throw us off.
Alright, on to my number 10. When I look at my top favorite movies, I also look at actors or iconic scenes from the movies. And this opening shot of this specific movie just is plain iconic. Number 10, I have to go with Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's a good movie. I don't know the opening shot, but it's a good movie.
It's the border scene.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Harrison Ford, one of his most iconic movies.
Yeah.
For my number 9 spot, this was a movie that was previously a book and is one of the best book series in the world and one of my favorites to me.
I'm so
Potter
glad
and
Harry
Sorcerer's
Potter made
Stone.
the list. Even though it might be, I think Sorcerer's Stone is in my lower number of favorite Harry Potter movies, but Harry Potter as a whole is my favorite series.
It's just the early years are some of my most favorites. I mean, leading up, it gets darker and darker, which is a good thing for the stories. But Sorcerer's Stone is just the start of a magical adventure.
It is. I always when I rewatch it, I feel like I can tell this is the one that was made explicitly for kids. But then each movie, the movies grow with the audience. So
But I can
I feel like I keep liking them more and more, the older ones as I get older.
Yep. So looking at all here, honestly, not all of these are going to be making up the board up here. One of them is definitely not.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, it's kind of like junk food. Like
It's
exactly.
It's an okay
Exactly.
movie.
it's like it's okay.
Movie,
Like
Adam Sandler, but
yeah.
no, definitely not.
Like you wake up at 4 a.m. and Grown Ups is on, and you just don't change it. You just leave it on.
All right, for my number 8 spot, this was a movie I was not expecting to be made, but it had a whole slew of actors and actresses in it that were so many of my favorites. Plus, it's a musical with so many great songs. The Greatest Showman is my number 8.
Very catchy songs.
With the cast of Hugh Jackman, Zendaya, Michelle Williams, Zac Efron, I mean, how could you not?
What a hunk.
That's about the circus guy, Barnum.
It's about that showman. He was really great.
Yeah, I heard it.
Some say the greatest.
For another honorable mention, it's another musical, and I know you're thinking like all these are musicals. I'm a Broadway guy. It's what I do. But it's another one of It's a very famous Lin-Manuel Miranda musical, and I was not aware of it until the movie released, but now it is one of my favorite movie musicals in the Heights. It's a very good musical movie. Anthony Ramos, who was in Hamilton, was actually in this movie starring as the lead.
I noticed that. I was really looking forward to the movie because I had listened to the musical a lot, and then when the movie came out, I just didn't like it.
What didn't you like about it?
I don't know. It felt kind of awkward how they, even though they were in a musical scene, they were always like blocking it in a way that it wasn't musical. Like it, when you're watching an actual musical on stage, they're doing dancing and choreography, and there are some parts like that, but a lot of it just felt like in the beginning song where they're just passing each other by in the convenience store. It felt kind of unnatural how natural they were trying to make it seem, even though they were singing in a convenience store. But I think the musical is well written. Like I said, I listened to it and I like it. But.
I mean, that's just one of the hard parts of trying to transition a musical into a movie. They have to work out all the different dances and such. On to my number 7 top choice. Again, you have to look at actors in their prime. But this story in the 80s is just plain iconic.
Back to the Future.
Louder?
Back to the Future.
Yep.
Wasn't number 1 though.
No. At least mine made the list.
Michael
Yeah.
Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies, but these other ones just have something about them that makes them feel more important to me.
I thought it was really impressive in the second movie how well they completely recreated the ending scene from the first one with the new actor.
Definitely. So eliminating another one. I hate to do this to you, Mr. Ritchie.
I knew it. I knew it.
Holy moly.
Okay, no hate to Lord of the Rings.
I understand. It's fine.
It is on my list to watch.
That's what I thought.
Oh, you haven't watched it
I
yet?
remembered you hadn't even seen it. And
You
I
didn't
was
ever
like,
watched it?
That's
It is on my list.
Get some tape. Get some tape and put that together.
I saw that he didn't have any of the actual movie titles. It was just Lord of the Rings. And I thought I remembered you hadn't even seen them. So I was like, I bet he doesn't even know that the first movie has a title.
You were right. Fellowship of the
I knew it.
So, the next episode of this, whenever it happens, that'll probably be like top 3.
Sleep.
That's
Top
fine.
3 movies are all 3 Lord of the Rings.
It's not offensive because he's never watched it.
Yeah.
Ignorance
So,
is an
I
excuse.
will.
Ooh.
You haven't watched it. It's fine.
I will plan on watching it soon. Again, no hate to Lord of the Rings. I just haven't seen it, but it is on my list. For my number 6 spot, I have loved all different types of 80s movies. And shout out to my mom. She showed me this film, and I just fell in love with it. We love quoting it and watching it whenever it is on. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Just Matthew Broderick, he is so iconic in this movie. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend.
I haven't seen it. I've only seen the episode of The Goldbergs where they copy it.
The car scene. The car scene is great.
The car, and there's even
Where it flies out the back glass. I don't even remember why.
like the Star Wars theme.
Yeah. Why are they making the? Why do they have the gas on it?
Fun fact: there's actually going to be
I
a
don't
future
remember.
spin-off series on that from the creators of Cobra Kai, John Hurwitz.
Wow.
Yeah, didn't expect that. So, I have no idea about that or when that's coming out, but stay tuned for that. All right, for my top 5 spot, this is where we're going to get a little bit interesting. For my number 5 spot, one thing you have to look at in a movie is CGI, cinematography, all of the different shots in the film. And I say this film is some of the best cinematography I've ever seen. Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick is just an amazing film. Tom Cruise in it is just amazing. Tom Cruise is just flat out incredible in every movie he's in, and this one is no different. But when I saw this in the movies, it was just incredible. On a big screen, it's even better. But just the plane scenes in it, that is just... Ooh.
I need to watch it. It's on my watch list.
You should definitely check it out.
Oh, yeah.
It's on digital, on DVD, November 1st.
Tom Cruise is a weird guy.
He runs really fast and a
He
lot.
does run really fast. Why do you say that?
He just makes me feel weird. I don't have a good reason.
Mission Impossible. His Mission Impossible movies.
Oh, those are flat out incredible.
They're fun. Yeah.
Can't wait for Dead Reckoning to come out.
Yeah.
For one of my honorable mentions, Jonathan, like you had said, Star Wars is definitely one of my favorite all-time trilogies or sagas, as you can see. This one was my first one I have seen in theaters. It totally changed this whole Star Wars saga for me, and it is one of my favorites of the whole Star Wars franchise. Force Awakens.
It's definitely my favorite of the sequels. I will say that.
I remember one morning, right before I went to school, my dad wakes me up and he plays the trailer. I have no idea what's going on, but I catch a glimpse of hyperspace and the Millennium Falcon, and I was just like, I can't wait for this film to release.
I mean, say whatever you will about the actual movie, but seeing that in theaters opening night was probably the most excited theater I've ever been in.
Oh yeah, for sure. It really revamped the whole series, bringing in a new generation of fans with all these new characters, but yet somehow seeing these old characters like return to the screen. It was just a really good movie for Disney to start out with for their versions of Star Wars.
Totally.
And if your dad wakes you up and shows you a trailer of Star Wars, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, my whole family's Star Wars fans, so it helps when he's excited to go see a movie because we know we're going to go see it. For my number 4 spot, this one was the finale of the Star Wars prequel series. I have to go with episode 3 of Revenge of the Sith.
Nice.
Yeah.
That one, just iconic scenes. Hello there, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor, he was amazing. Hayden Christensen just gives an outstanding performance. Culmination of it leading into the original trilogy is just wow.
It is my favorite. It is my favorite Star Wars
definitely
movie.
agree.
I agree.
And Empire Strikes Back, no hate to it. It is definitely one of my favorites. And I'll put it in the honorable mentions.
To me, the chemistry between Anakin and Obi-Wan is unbeat in the rest of the
Honestly,
franchise.
again, it could be any of these could be switched around. Honestly, I love all these movies. Again, no hate to any of them. I love all of them. But there's just something about Revenge of the Sith that does it for me. Starting at our number 3 spot. To me, theater reactions make a great movie even greater. To me, I couldn't, with all of the hype surrounding, I couldn't not go and not see this movie on opening night and let it be spoiled for me. I had to see it opening night. You guys have any guesses?
I have 2 guesses.
I have No Way Home.
It's either Spider-Man or
Yeah.
Endgame.
No Way Home. No Way Home.
No
Yeah.
Way Home. Seeing Toby and Andrew on that screen together, the theater went nuts. And seeing it with all of my best friends was just plain awesome.
I had it spoiled for me on the drive to the movie theater.
Wow.
Don't spoil it. I haven't watched it yet. Other than
What
there's,
happened?
I know the 3
I
Spider-Mans.
Opened up YouTube and there was
Yep.
a leaked video at the top of my recommended page
I always
showing
have to quickly scroll by those,
you can
otherwise.
it the scene that spoils the
Yeah.
whole movie.
That-
That's the one that showed up on my drive to the theater.
That all 3 Spider-Mans are in it. Oh, okay. So I know that.
Everyone knows that now.
No, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it though.
So just going to see that on opening night was just awesome, and I so wish I could go back to that night and do it all over again.
I grew up with the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi directed ones, and I can remember getting a novelization of the movie when I was like young on a vacation, just reading it because I couldn't see the movie yet.
Oh.
Yeah, so I just read that book. Yeah,
Huh.
That's cool.
that was fun.
We should see this one then.
I
You
know.
like Toby.
I've watched them all
Tom
except for that one.
Holland Tom Holland is definitely my favorite Spider-Man. He just plays Peter Parker and Spider-Man so well.
And Nathan Drake. So many other characters.
Nathan Drake is in Uncharted, if you did not know.
Is that the one where he was a bartender
That's
at the beginning of it?
another. Oh, is he bartending?
Yeah.
He's like 12. He doesn't look old enough to bartend. Okay.
He's older than me. I'm 22.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
For my number 2 and number 1 spot, these movies have more of an emotional feeling to me. That's why they're so up high on this list. So for my number 2 spot, my grandma introduced me to this film, and it is one of my favorite all-time musicals of all time.
Yep.
Sound of Music.
Sound
Can't beat
of
Julie
Music.
Andrews. You just can't. Everything about this was just amazing. I love this movie so much.
My dad used to say that my grandma would put on the Sound of Music as a punishment for him when he was doing something bad.
Oh, that
because he
just
hated
hurts.
it so bad.
Oh my word.
I was kind of anticipating that being number 1.
Really?
So, yeah, so now I'm...
Final predictions for number 1. What do you think?
I think... Is there...
I think you're gonna say Endgame.
I think it's Marvel.
Endgame? You think it's Marvel?
That's
You're-
what I was thinking. I'm gonna say The Incredibles though.
I do.
For me, it would probably be. It might be Jaws, honestly. I mean, those are all good movies,
I'll
but
say I don't think it's the bottom 3. I don't think it's School of Rock, Godfather, or Tick, Tick, Boom.
Well, you can take all those away.
Yeah.
All right.
Those.
it's not. It's
I've
not
got
National
this.
Treasure. Not National
No,
Treasure.
it's not National Treasure.
If it's not,
It's probably not. Is it? Could it be Avatar?
That was my second guess.
It
of
could
not
be.
being-
very similar.
Oh,
Oh.
no. Psych out.
Again, no hate on any of those. Avatar is honestly one I haven't seen. I'm going to watch it soon, though, before I see Way of Water.
You don't need to see Avatar.
I don't.
Watch Dances with Wolves.
Okay.
Almost the same storyline. Really, really good.
This is going to be a shocker to a lot of you. And I'm going to eliminate one more before I give my final reveal.
You're about to eliminate
Endgame.
Nope. Amazing movie, but nope.
Toy Story 3. That's my final guess.
That's probably a good guess. Yes. Number 1.
Toy Story
Nice.
is my number 1 pick.
Okay.
And Pixar has done it with every movie. This movie just hits you right in the feels every time you watch it. The garbage compactor scene, the Andy when he leaves his toys to Bonnie. It's just knowing you were growing up, but at the same time, it's such a good ending. Like, it kind of portrays all of us. We're growing up, but yet we still have some of those childlike qualities.
I very rarely tear up at a movie, but Toy Story 3 was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely one of them.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of my list overall?
A couple of them are probably in my top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 3 from Star Wars, and
Mhm.
you could say Harry Potter. Harry Potter as a whole.
I'd
It's
say-
upsetting Lord of the Rings didn't make it, but I understand.
Again, but I can't really eliminate that because I haven't seen it. So
Yeah.
I'd say Indiana Jones would be on my list. Ferris Bueller, probably. The other ones are good.
yeah, no bad movies on here. Everything is
Mhm.
amazing. It's just, again, you can't put everything. Well, thank you guys for coming out and watching my top 10.
Thanks for having us, Daniel Highland.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Leave a comment if you want to see these 3 return for our top 10 TV shows. Until next time, that's all, folks.
Kick the crap out of that subscribe button.